All right, so in our last video, we were finishing up talking about scoping, and we um, said how some variables variables generally are visible only within a particular block. Um, it's also possible, but generally not desirable, to make variables that are accessible everywhere. They're called global variables. So in the scoping example, we saw that if you declare a variable inside of a function, it's going to be visible only inside that function, right? Or if it's inside a particular block, it's going to be available only inside that block, and then it goes away. Um, a global variable is declared outside of any function. Okay, so it's so see up here at the top, we have our global, and then we have our function prototypes up here. So it's at the same level as your function prototypes, a declaration of a global variable. Okay, and so how does this work? So basically, yeah, we declare and define our global variable up here. We have our function prototypes. So we have these different functions down here. So any of these functions, any function, including the main function and all these other guys, can all reference that global variable glob. Okay. And what does that mean? Well, so you can access the global variable, meaning you can read it out its value, which is what this access global function does. You can hide the global value by just declaring a local copy or a local variable of the same name. Okay, so here we have a local variable glob, and we're setting it to 0. So it's going to be, so when we read out the value of glob here, we're referring to this local copy that has a value of 0. So the global copy at this point, because we initialized it with a value of 10, when we run this access function, this access global, this is the global variable with a value of 10. This is the local variable glob with a value of 0. But then once we leave this function, this local copy goes away. So once we leave hide global, we're back to using the actual global copy of the variable, which has a value of 10. So this is going to be a 10. But you can also change the global variable, right? So inside this function, notice there's no local copy of glob. There's no declaration that says glob. So when we say glob equals -10, we're actually changing the value of the global variable glob. So in here, glob is going to be changed to -10, but also when we come out of the function, because we were referring to this global glob here, this is still going to be a -10. Okay, so let's run that. So see, in main, because we had initialized it to 10 right here, we have glob is 10. Then, so that was here in main, glob is 10. Then we ran access global. Okay, And inside access global, we had it print out in access global glob is 10, because we were just all we were doing was accessing this global guy. Okay. In hide global, what we did was, remember, that's where we created the local copy there. Okay. So so there we had glob equals 0. So we're printing out in hide global glob is 0. But then we leave this function, and this local copy goes away, and we're back in main. So after hide global, now we're back here again, and now we're referring back to the global copy. Okay. So after hide global, we're in main again, and glob is back to we're referring to the global copy again. So we're back at having it 10. But now when we call change global, okay, we said in change global glob is -10. So let's go down there and see. So we're calling change global, right? We go down there and we set glob equal to -10, and we print this out. And change global glob is -10, and then we come back out here. But now remember what we said is that we changed the global copy. We don't have a local copy like we did in hide global. So this glob refers to the global variable. And so when we changed it in change global, we changed actually the global copy of the variable. So when we come back up here in main glob is, it's actually changed the global one to -10. So that's the basics of how globals work.